All right, everybody, good morning. This is Aubrey Ford at the KV School. We're going to do a little garden video for all of our students today. We're going to do a before and after video, actually. I'm going to show you what needs to be done in the garden. I'll talk about some of the plants we have in the garden, and we'll go from there. All right, guys? So here we go. Here we go. I'll give you guys a quick rundown on the garden. Here's our garden bed, our one and only garden bed. It's actually doing fairly well. We got a lot of plants, some tomato plants sprouting up. As you can see right here, we didn't plant that guy, but it just sprouted because last year we had quite a few tomato plants that kind of fell over, and some of the tomatoes, fell off and rotted off. Where those seeds actually germinated. So you can see right here where some of the seeds germinated, not in the right spot, because this would have been our little hole spot for our plant, but it actually germinated over here. Over here is another one you can see that's right on the edge that germinated on the side when the plants were hanging off last year. Some of that fruit fell off the vines or off the tomato plant and actually fell into the soil, and then the seeds germinated this year. There you go again. Here's more, because we didn't plant a tomato plant right here. We planted asparagus, and the asparagus looks beautiful. It's getting huge. Some of the stems are pretty small, but it's going to get bigger and it's going to look beautiful. Here's some more tomato plants sprouting off to the side that wasn't there. And then right here we have this massive tomato plant. Pretty crazy, right? Massive tomato plant that grew outside the box, as you can see. And look at that right down there, outside the box, from more tomato plants falling over the edge. Pretty cool. We're gonna come down to this side. I believe an animal ate out our radish plant. We had a few radish plants, but I pulled that a little bit earlier this morning because it was all mangled. Looked like something chewed on it. Another tomato plant that grew randomly. Pretty cool though. Here's another tomato plant. We actually got two right next to each other, 3, 4, 5, quite a few. Here's a winter squash plant that looks beautiful. We got suckers, flowers down there, so we're gonna get a lot of fruit on this guy. It's looking great. Right here, we have our tomatillo plant, and it was tiny. This was a seed that we started, and look at it now. We got flowers. It's looking beautiful. It's gonna produce for us. And here's some other sprouted plants that sprouted on their own. Pretty cool. Then right through here, you can see all the weeds that I'm gonna have to pull out of here. Pretty wild, right? Here we go. We have another winter squash, tomato plant, more tomatoes. We actually see some fruit under there starting to develop. Pretty cool, right? More tomato plants, pepper plant right here. Yes, a pepper plant, I believe. It looks like pepper leaves, but it could be a tomato. Some of our signs got ripped up. It happens. Another sprouted all over the place tomatoes from last year's garden. We didn't plant that too many tomatoes all over the place, but it's looking good. Right here, it looks like we have a little deficiency or something's eating at the root, so I'm gonna have to get in there and do some fertilization, which is fine. More weeding action coming through here. Tomatoes, all these guys sprouted up on their own. Here's our winter squash. No flowers yet, but it's looking pretty good. It's starting to stretch. That means it's getting a lot of water out to the outskirts, so it's stretching for it. Here's another tomato plant that's falling down a little bit. You can see some of the stuff is breaking off, so I'm gonna come in here and trim this guy down, make him a lot smaller. Empty space, might put some watermelon right in here. Another squash plant, looking good. Winter squash, they're all looking beautiful. The one in the back is getting massive. More tomatoes. Pepper plant, another pepper plant in the back. We forgot this guy over here. Looking beautiful. Needs a little, looks like something's eating at it a little bit. You can see the leaves right here. Something's eating at it, but that's okay. We're gonna try to figure that out, and we're gonna get in here and clean up some of this debris so it won't get eaten so much. Another pepper plant over here, looking beautiful. More tomatoes, and then our flower bed's doing okay. We had some flower. Something maybe is wrong with my watering schedule, so they're not doing as well. But I'm gonna have to get in here. We got some tomatoes popping up from last year. A lot of weeding that needs to be done, guys. So all in all, the garden looks great, and I'm gonna put in some work. This is the before video, and in a little bit I'll show you the after video. Bye.